Welcome to Divine Hand for another soulful, insightful, spiritual message. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, collective. I pre-pull some cards for our convenience. With that being said, let's get started. So, what I'm getting is that you cut somebody off, collective, or this person was trying to bring you illusions and you cut right through them with your sword. We got the Queen of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. This could be a person from the past, okay? Maybe um someone that was confident and coming towards you aggressively, like they knew you were gonna go along with their little games or something like that, right? And you cut the situation off. Now, the oracle cards I pulled for this message is distance, emotional storm, influences, shocking, and lusting. Okay, so you know it came to a point where emotionally and physically you had to separate from this person. Okay, um either you pulled back or they did to protect your heart, collective. Okay, this can also indicate like a long distance connection too. Okay, um so you did a pause to just bring you some type of clarity about the situation, right? um the space, I feel like the space was needed so that you can reflect rather than reject, right? So you didn't really want to reject this person, but once you reflected on this person, you decided to reject them. Okay, um and then we have the emotional storm. So there were some strong feelings that came to the surface. Okay, maybe you were confused about how you felt, maybe they were. Okay, also it could be some jealousy. Why did this person may feel jealous? They were unstable in some way, right? They had some emotional turbulence, they were up and down, in and out, they didn't even know how they felt, and it didn't even have to be like you per se, collective. It could have been something that they carry from a past life or past relationship. And this is what happens when you don't heal and you just go into the next one. You just drag all that baggage with you, right? And so, these issues, same issues, same challenges, I heard is coming up, and you're trying to figure out why, because it never was healed. Okay, it was suppressed, is what I heard. Okay, so there is going to be a need for some honest communication to calm that storm. Okay, then we have influences. This person could have had you in a third party, or there were people in this person's ear, in their head, right? People that they may have been attached to, even their peers, their friends, or something like that, right? Outside forces that was affecting his connection. Okay, they just speaking on, you know, um, their perspective of what they think is right for someone else. How can you tell somebody what's right for them? And 9 times out of 10, people don't even know what's right for themselves. How much sense does that make? Okay. Um, and like I said, it could have been friends, family opinions, okay, past relationships that was the influence, okay, social media, listen to all these idiots out here, and they one-sided bias opinions of love and business and relationship. Okay, it also could have been third parties, like I said, lovers here, there, and every freaking where. But this was a spiritual lesson. Okay, and the spiritual lessons shape the dynamic of the situation. Okay, not everything happened is solely between you and another person. Everybody is going to learn something in that situation. If you inserted yourself in a situation, then you're going to learn something too. That's just how it go. That's just spiritual law, right? This is why they say, don't take on other people's karma. Like, you know, if a person may be going through something, 9 times out of 10, it's a reason why they may be going through something. It's not always about a lesson. It's about, I have karma at the bottom of the deck. It's some karma that they need to balance out. And when you insert yourself, then you gonna ride with that karma too. You gonna deal with that karma too. Then we got the shocking card, okay? And so this was unexpected, right? This was a surprise, okay? You had a sudden realization, okay? in love, this is, this can be, this can mean like unexpected confessions, maybe some trouble this person, some turbulence this person is, that you had a realization that this person emotionally is not, balanced enough to be in a situation, right? When you're not emotionally mature enough to be in a balanced situation, you need to stay single, okay? And heal yourself and go through the process. And, because, you try to bleed on everybody that you meet, right? And that's just not fair. That's selfish, okay? Um, Maybe there was an attraction, a sudden attraction, right? Truth that came out, um, an abrupt change, okay, in the relationship direction, okay, and something hidden was revealed, or it may be revealed, collective, okay. We have the lusting card. So this person was non-committal. This is what surprised you, because they tried to come in as if they were stable. Okay. This is the mask. Okay. There was a strong physical connection and desires, but that can't sustain something, anything. All that do is drain your energy. So, yeah, this is, Spirit also brought this person in your life so that you cannot confuse lust with love, okay? Maybe you love them on your end, but this person was lusting on that end. And see that, you see how that don't match? Love and lust, right? It needs to be equally yoked, okay? I mean, you can lust after somebody, but it has to be equal. You get someone that lusts after other people too. Get your equal is what I heard, okay? Let's jump into the tarot and just get a quick description of what Spirit is saying here. We got the Queen of Cups, okay? And this is that emotional storm, okay? This is like showing like genuine feelings beneath, the chaos, okay? So although this person may have genuine feelings, they're not balanced, okay? They're unstable, okay? And this is going to affect your energy. We might be talking about a Cancer, okay? Then we have Virgo here, okay? With the 10 of Pentacles. So this is tied to the distance and the longing for stability, right? This may be you. This is what you wanted. You wanted stability, right? Something that this person couldn't offer you because they were not committal, okay? Um, there is like a desire for long-term commitment, maybe a family or, lasting security, but you have to create this security for yourself. This is what Spirit is saying, right? Because this person is not it, okay? Could be a Virgo we talking about, okay? Then we have a Taurus here, the Hierophant, right? So this is like that outer influence, like people all in your business and stuff. If you see all these heads and stuff right here, just putting their 2 cents in what they think, is right for another person, okay? Which is imbalance in itself, because you can never tell another person what's right for them. No, it's what's right for you. Okay, what's right for you may be wrong for me. What's wrong for me may be right for you. Okay, so these outside influences here, social pressures, moral beliefs, was all affecting this relationship, and it became a karmic lesson. Okay, then we got the 7 of Pentacles. So this was the waiting period. You was waiting, having patience with the situation. Someone was assessing, whether the emotion it's safe to emotionally invest in something. Was it worth continuing? And the answer is no, because they were non-committal. The answer is no. I'm getting no. Okay, then this is the no right here. 10 of Wands, the no answer right here. This gonna bring you heavy burdens, right? This gonna bring you stress. And you're going to be carrying a lot of things that's not yours. So no, this person was not worth investing in. It could be a Sagittarius or Taurus. Then we have the Knight of Wands, okay? And this is the lusting energy, in and out for lust, right? Strong passion coming in with this impulsive energy, hot and cold energy, right? The chemistry was high, but they were lacking the consistency. So no. All it would have did was give you the 3 of Swords, right? Break your heart, right? Have you shocked, have you in pain, right? After all the truth is revealed, because what you do in the dark comes to the light. And so you had to leave this person out in the cold, the Five of Pentacles.